guys, it's Thomas here. I am back in action. The computer is now built, so I have a place to do my editing. But now that I am back in action, how about we go ahead and get that rock work done for the SPS Montebor dominated build. So what I've got here is the stage in which I'm going to do my aquascaping. That way I'm not banging around on the glass or anything like that. So it's just the cardboard cutout of the dimensions of the inside of the back of the tank and the inside of the bottom of the tank. So what I've also got here is I've marked out as far up as I want the rock work to go at maximum. That way I've got lots of room up top for coral growth. I've also kind of got markings for the sides and the back and on the bottom of the tank for the front as well. So I know like the constraints of where I'd like to keep the rock work within. That way I don't have rock touching the glass. There's a good amount of space for flow and for fish to swim, for whatever fish I put in there, and also for coral growth without it just touching the glass right away. Normally I go into this kind of thing with a preconceived idea of what I would like to do. I've kind of got that going on, but I haven't really picked out any particular rockscapes or drawn anything as far as what I'd like the rock work to look like. I just know where I want the corals to be at the end of the day, and the rock is going to just be a place for those corals to grow, since they are going to be the thing that we are looking at the most anyways. I'm going to be working with Carib Sea Life Rock. I've had this particular Life Rock for almost, probably coming up on a year and a half or so. I actually bought some just before I moved because I knew I was going to be setting the tank up, so I wanted to have some on hand. But yeah, I'm going to get started and we will just see what happens. I've also stuck the light up here and left it there. I moved the tank, obviously, so that I can cast light on the rockwork and see exactly how it is throwing shadows around. I want to make sure that I've got it set up in a way that's not going to cause too much shadowing down below and have lots of space for those corals. So, without further ado, I'm going to get started. Like that. I like that it's creating a bit of a kind of a curve in here. It's adding a little bit more interest than just a second rock there. I just have to find a way to kind of marry it in so that makes the most sense visually. So although this is definitely workable, there's lots of, and one thing I try to do with my rock work is I try to keep it pretty shallow front to back, very shallow incline, because if you make it very steep, it can cause a lot of shadowing between the corals up top and the bottom. You want to, in my opinion, with a lot of reefs, the easiest thing to do is start really low and then slowly go up to the top to meet your maximum level. Now this definitely accomplishes that. So I've got space on the floor like I talked about right in the front here all the way, so all of this brown cardboard would be open. I've still got space in the back. I'm not touching the back wall or anything. My hand goes right behind it. And like I was saying, lots of places to put coral without any kind of shadowing. Here maybe just a touch, but not the end of the world. That's where a nice like bush type acro could go and it would stick off of the rock. Same with right here, but lots and lots of completely horizontal space to put corals. My issue with this is it takes the scape from looking nice and open and balanced visually. I've got a big structure here, a smaller structure here. It takes that away. Now it adds a lot of surface area to put coral on, but it takes it away. So I'm gonna try to keep working with it and maybe bring this level up and try to still keep them separate. It's gonna be tough, but I'm gonna give it a shot. If not, I'll probably go with something similar to what I just had. I'm really happy with this side. This is very, very, very easy, very simple. Lots of negative space behind the rock too, so I shouldn't have any stagnant flow issues or anything like that. So I'm gonna just keep working it. Okay, something like this could work really nice. I Was planning to keep them two separate pillars, but instead, what I think I've got going on here is one large pillar. I've lost some of that horizontal space I was talking about with the addition of this guy up here, but it adds height just about to where I want it to in the tank. So maybe we'll see. As far as scapes go, for just a bunch of rock with no coral yet on it, it's pretty good. This does, like I said, it comes right up to the maximum kind of spot I wanted rock work to go, which leaves me probably a little bit less than 6 inches of space for coral growth on top. So for those branching montes, they'll be right up at the surface of the water. Not entirely sure I want that. I know it'll take them some time to get tall, but I don't know. Maybe I could do cap, cap, cap. Might have to add a piece of rock back here just to give me a little bit more structure. Then have some branching here. Have some negative space with no coral up here. And then branching all across the top. Maybe a confusa, some bush acros or something. This might be it. I'm going to tool around a little bit more, but this might be it. All right, so I've hit yet another iteration of the rock work. I changed out the piece of rock that was on this side, creating an arch with an actual Carib Sea arch from their shapes. This makes a lot more sense. Visually, it just kind of flows a bit better. I had to actually knock a piece off of it to make it fit, and then I just kind of stuck that piece over here to give it a little bit more texture there, so it didn't look so much just like a big empty space. So I've got a little bit more negative space here for coral growth. Again, that's the line. I'm over it a bit on this side, but I can live with that with all the extra space that I've got for coral growth down there. It is touching at the back here just a little bit, this top piece. So I'll either have to nip off that little piece of rock on the arch at the back or just move everything up a little bit. I've still got at least a couple of inches before I hit my markers at the front, so I can easily just shove that forward. I'm going to contemplate a little bit more and then see how I feel. What are your thoughts? Well, this is where I've left off in terms of the Scape. I'm pretty happy with it. I may or may not kind of fiddle with it some more, but I think this is what I'm going to go with. I'm pretty happy. I think we're going to have lots of space here for a lot of coral, and when it grows in, it will just be full. There's tons of space going forward for coral growth. It will be absolutely packed. Hey guys, well, it's been a couple of days, and I'm digging the Scape. I'm kind of liking the way it's looking. One thing I wasn't really considering when I did this Aquascape was that the cardboard cutout here, this is 2/3 of the way up from the bottom of the tank, but the water line doesn't go all the way to the top of the glass. The water line is about right here. So it's more like the top quarter of space in the aquarium, but I'm not really concerned about that. It still gives me, I'll get down a little bit further here. You can see it still gives me quite a bit of headroom above the Aquascape for coral growth. So I'll have at least, 4 to 6 inches, probably 4 inches from above this point and 6 inches from above this point for any kind of SPS branching growth, which I think is going to be pretty great. I'm not too concerned about that at all. Overall, I'm really happy with the structure of the Aquascape. It's very airy. There's lots of space, almost hollow in the back, so lots of room for flow. I'm going to give you guys a better kind of overall look of this or look at this Aquascape just so you can kind of see where I was headed with it. Overall, it's quite interesting. I mean, for just a pile of rocks, which is going to be the base for where all the corals are going, it is a pretty interesting looking lump of purple. And you can see it's got some interest from the top even. It's not just a block of rocks. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked about it. The next step for this is to glue everything together. Now, typically I would use just like a 2-part epoxy. That's usually what I do. Sometimes I involve a little bit of super glue. I usually do that with fragging, but depending on the size of the rocks I'm gluing together, it can help as well with stability. But I wanted to try something different. I'm doing a lot of things differently with this system, so I'm going to try something entirely different. I was humming and hawing on it, like the E. Marco Reef mortar type deal or Nios cement. but those have been around for quite a while, or that style. What I wanted to try, which is pretty new, and I haven't used it ever, is it's like a polymer type bead that you heat up, and they come together to form like a plastic, rubbery plastic that you can kind of mold around, and it looks super rigid when it dries, and really easy to rework if you heat it back up and stuff. So I'm very interested in it. I haven't picked a brand yet, but I'll let you know what I do choose, and that's what I'm gonna be doing next with this. So before this goes into the tank, I'm gluing it together. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to drop a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think of the Aquascape. If you have any questions for me, I'd love to chat with you there. And also, if you haven't already, please subscribe. This is my personal channel where I get up to all my personal hobby nerdiness, work on my own systems with all kinds of different products, things that I don't always necessarily have access to on the main channel. So yeah, if this is something you dig, join along. I also get up to some chicken nonsense here and some egg hatching and stuff. Got a new incubator coming too. I'm talking way too much. Thanks for watching. If you guys would like, I'm going to end this video with just a little look at the computer I built there with all the swirly, colorful lights. Take it easy. Man, am I ever happy with this system. Not only is it making editing super fast, but I love LED lighting. Come on, that's kind of just fun to watch. I got to incorporate crazy rainbow LEDs in like everything I do from this point forward.